Welcome to the Transparency Stars webinar for the Public Pensions Award. This webinar is hosted by the Data Analysis and Transparency Division of the Texas Comptroller of Public Accounts. This will be the third in a series of webinars dedicated to instructing applicants on the criteria and application process for the Comptroller's Transparency Stars program. Specifically, this video will cover the Public Pensions Award application process. This webinar will cover the following items with regards to the Public Pensions Transparency Star: general criteria for award submissions, public pensions guidelines, the application process, and keeping your award page in good standing. The Public Pension Star requires 6 areas of evaluation: a dedicated web page specific to the award, a narrative summary of the key data and information. This is usually done in table format, though a mixture of text and visuals is acceptable. At least 2 graphic illustrations of key information, which should be interactive and clearly labeled. Any pertinent documentation for the award category, including audits, reports, bond election information, bids, and contracts for a period of the last 5 years. Downloadable data. This is interactive raw format information on Excel, CSV, or another tabular format. Note that PDFs are not acceptable for raw data. And other information such as GASB statements, lookup tools, open records, elected official contacts, and more. Efforts to enhance public pension transparency have been gaining momentum in the recent years amid concerns regarding actuarial practices and plan solvency. House Bill 3310, passed in the 84th legislative session, for example, increases accountability among public pension plans exceeding $100 million in asset value. Your public pension summary should include the following from the most recent actuarial valuation: funded ratio, amortization period, 1, 3, and 10-year rates of return with basic explanation or linked to basic explanation of methodology employed, assumed rate of return. Actuarially determined contribution rate, or ADC, if plan has UAAL with comparison to current total contribution rates, and unfunded actuarial accrued liability, or UAAL, as percent of covered payroll. It also needs a narrative section with explanations or links to explanations of terminology for each and comparisons with GASB, Pension Review Board, or other applicable benchmarks as appropriate. You may wish to include additional pieces of data that provide context reflective of standards or conventions particular to your entity type. You may use the optional Public Pension Summary form to complete the summary section. This form may be located on the Public Pensions Transparency Star page. You must post data visualizations to your website showing the following: a time trend going back 5 years showing actuarial value of assets versus actuarial accrued liability, and a time trend going back 5 years comparing the ADC to the actual total contribution rate. You may wish to include explanations or subsets of these trends in the visualizations, or post additional visualizations that provide context reflective of standards or conventions particular to your entity type. The visualizations must be posted on the page itself and must be, like all the required information on the transparency page or section, easy to view and interpret. Your documents must have the 5 most recent actuarial valuations and the 5 most recent audits or annual reports, including statements of fiduciary net positions and statements of changes in fiduciary net position. These must be posted separate from the plan's audits and annual financial reports. The 4th criteria of the public pensions application is to include 1 or more data sets containing the following for the last 5 fiscal years: total additions for the most recent valuation period by source, such as investment income, other income, employer, employee, and other contributions, and total deductions for the most recent valuation period by use such as benefit payments, withdrawals, administrative expenses, and investment-related expenses. Additionally, data showing the actuarial value of assets versus actuarial accrued liability over time going back at least 5 fiscal years should be made available for download in a tabular or spreadsheet format to aid in research. For the final criteria, please include a link to the Texas Comptroller of Public Accounts Public Pension Search tool. Once you have gathered the required documents and other material, you will need to create a designated award page and submit a web link to our office via the online application form. Once this is completed, you will be contacted by a member of our team with any needed revisions or additions to your application. This contact will be in email form. From there, your application will next undergo an administrative review through our Audit and Enforcement Division as well as the Transparency Division staff. The application will be checked for any audits or enforcement actions before going to the executive level for signatures and finally to the comptroller. Additional materials applicants may find useful are available on the Public Pension Star page of our website on the right-hand side of the screen. These include the Public Pensions Summary Form, Public Pensions Checklist, Transparency Star General Webinar, and Transparency Star's FAQ. These optional tools are meant to serve as supplemental assistance to the general guidelines. After you are awarded a Transparency Star, your page is subject to review by our analysts at any time to verify that you are keeping your award page up to the standard required by the Comptroller's Office. Your organization is ultimately responsible for keeping up with the guidelines and updating your page to remain in compliance. For questions or concerns regarding your application, please feel free to contact us at transparency.stars@cpa.texas.gov or by phone at 844-519-5676. You can also contact the Transparency Stars coordinator directly. Thank you very much for watching.